Here we are looking at an industry of confluence. What the heck does that mean? Esports is an industry of confluence, which means it is an industry made up of a ton of different industries, a ton of different genres and skills and expertise and professions coming together to form esports. So this is kind of like arbitrarily defined. Mr. Graff has defined some industry partners have defined esports as having 8 archetypes. Archetypes are like these like main highest level type, and then under that you can have like slightly different things that fit into that category. But we have game developers, game publishers, distributors and retailers, auxiliary businesses, which is a catch all, hardware developers, software services, streaming services, and the competitive gaming uh, genre or group of professions. Um, Specifically, game developers are the ones who uh, actually develop the intellectual property that becomes a video game. So they have an idea, they have the art, they have all that. They then go through the programming process, the design process, and turn it into a video game. Then you have the hardware developers. This is really cool. This is one of the things that I find most interesting. And um, Mr. Graff has his backpack over here, so I'm going to keep talking. A hardware developer is essentially the companies that make and manufacture all the gaming components. One gaming component that I'm very excited to share with you guys, and we'll be talking about coming up pretty soon, is this. This is the Valve Steam Deck. It is a great example of a hardware developer like Valve creating a new product that's changing the way esports. I think it's going to change the way esports is done. But then you have Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, iBuyPower, Dell, Alienware, all that. Game publishers. So a video game publisher is a company that publishes the video games that have been developed. Sometimes studios are publishers. Sometimes studios are owners of the intellectual property, and then they give they license through license agreements to a game publisher, and it gets pushed out. Some of the biggest companies are Sony, through PlayStation, Tencent, Nintendo, Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, EA, all of them. Then you have software services. Gonna give you a couple examples. Tracker.network and Discord and Metal for clipping, and then OBS to name just a few. Software in esports and gaming abounds. Video games are naturally played on electronic devices need software, so software services and developers are very, very common and a really great way to get started. Then you have distributors and retailers. This can be anything from Epic Games Launcher and Epic Games to Steam, EA, Riot Client, all that stuff. But also something I don't have listed here, distributors and retailers like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, all of those are really great examples of retailers that support esports. If you've been in Walmart recently, there's a section in the electronics area that's all like gaming components, keyboards, mouse, all that sort of stuff. So they are supporting gaming and esports. Streaming services. So here you've got kind of the big three, and then a few smaller ones. The big three being YouTube, Facebook Gaming or Meta, and then Twitch, which is Amazon, YouTube being Google. And then some of the smaller ones, Discord is actually very popular for streaming and especially exclusive streaming. So members only gameplay, members only streaming. And then you have Caffeine and Steam TV. Auxiliary businesses. This one's funny because it's really just a catch all. Some things that are of note, You can have auxiliary esports businesses like accounting firms, business management agencies, um, medical services. So having a team doctor for an esports team would kind of fit, or nurse practitioner. And then marketing. Marketing is actually a really interesting one because most esports teams and companies do their own in-house marketing now, but still very, very important. And then you have competitive gaming. So these are going to be organizations that provide the platforms as well as the professional teams and organizations themselves. You have things like Play VS or Play Versus. You have UGC, Ultimate Gaming Championship, Generation Esports. And then you have these pro organizations like Ghost Gaming, FaZe Clan, Atlanta Reign, Cloud9, all of those. So that is it for this one. Again, always enjoy getting to talk to you all about esports, and these archetypes are going to be really important. You just saw a little sneak peek there, but your archetype mission is to identify which company type, archetype you find most interesting, and then develop your own company in that space. We'll pick that up in just a second. So this is Mr. Graff saying, as always, stay positive out there, gamers.